Welcome to a Game From a Podcast. My name is Sergio. And joining me as always is
Ricky Casman, what's up?
so this is our our 2 box overlay. If you're watching us, and Ricky, your resolution is stretched.
I look funky, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna have to go to HD eventually, but anyways, so we're gonna talk about relaunch. We're gonna talk about BvS. I never called it that until today.
Batman v Superman.
We're gonna talk about Daredevil and the Oscars.
Daredevil, Oscars, a little Wolverine.
Yeah, a little bit of Wolverine and
Wolverine.
Deadpool. Actually, you saw Deadpool.
I saw Deadpool. You saw Deadpool, I think, right?
Yeah. I saw Deadpool at Homestead in an extremely empty theater, and it was so bummish. It was such a letdown.
It's so weird that it was an empty theater because you saw it right after it came out, right?
I saw it like I think a week later.
I saw it opening night in New Jersey in sub-zero temperatures, and it was packed. It was surprisingly, it was like -5 degrees, and everybody went out to the movies to see Daredevil, in Clifton, New Jersey. Daredevil, sorry, Deadpool in Clifton, New Jersey. And it was a lot of fun. So yeah, we got to talk about Deadpool for sure on this one.
Yeah, but anyway, so I think the first thing we should bring up is the relaunch because clearly we're trying to
Yep.
do this whole relaunch on YouTube Live, and the elements are against us, and the elements being Comcast and maybe the weather. 'Cause
The
we
the
have
s-
pouring rain.
the struggle is real.
Yeah, exactly. We were gonna do this last week, and as soon as I hardwired my PC, Comcast just cut off my connection
Yeah.
completely, thinking that someone was trying to connect a router and steal the internet or something like
So
that.
Comcast is definitely not a sponsor of
Not
our
anymore. We cut them loose.
of our podcast.
Cut them loose. It's now Smith Cookies. What's her name? Mrs. Smith.
Mrs. Smith, Cookie,
I
yeah,
think that's who we got right now.
that place at the mall.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, for relaunch, what we're doing is we're going on YouTube, as you could probably see us right now, and we're gonna be on the archive as soon as our show's done. We're still pushing the SoundCloud, which goes out to the RSS feed. So if you guys want us on your podcast catcher, you'll still be able to get us. And now we're live Wednesday nights at 8:30 Eastern time, which is Florida time.
We're a little late today.
Oh yeah, we're definitely late. We're
Cut us some
we have-
slack. It's
we
the
have-
first episode.
We have
Cut us
two
some slack.
minutes. We have 2 minutes left on the show, by the way.
Go 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 go.
All right. Anyways, so you can expect more segments, more specials. We have Origins, a new special that's sort of going to be about talking about specific characters in all kinds of categories for, like, in comics and books and movies, etc.
We kind of did one already, kind of. So go check that one out. We did one on Deadpool actually before the movie came out.
Yeah, and we're changing the name around a little bit. It went from The Anatomy of to HoloNet, thanks to my wife, who was pointing out that anatomy may sound a little off.
Right. Yeah. And for most of these, I'll probably be with you in studio, but I'm a little sick today, and I didn't want to contaminate you, so I'm doing it from home.
And we appreciate that. My daughter
Yeah.
appreciates it.
So it's live. Anybody may walk in at any time. Who knows? I may not be wearing pants. Nobody knows.
Actually, that's the beauty of going from the waist up.
Right. Exactly. I just can't stand up.
So we're also doing more. We're gonna have more guests. We're gonna have interviews, and we're gonna have events. We're going to Comic-Con this year. So
We are
we're
going. We are going to
some
Comic
stuff.
Con.
And yeah, so that's relaunch. And now, since we have 1 minute left, let's go to BvS.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Oh,
See you
yeah.
next.
Thanks
See you
for
next
having
week. Let's talk a little Batman vs Superman, right?
Okay, so go.
Yeah. So WB is apparently preparing to release an R-rated version of this movie after we've already seen it in theaters. According to FilmRatings.com, this is happening because there's a lot of sequences of violence in a cut of the movie. So, I mean, in order for there to be an R-rated version, there has to be blood and like gore.
Cursing.
I seriously doubt there's going to be any strong sex scenes in this movie, so I don't think it'll be like a sex scene
Like a
thing
threesome.
with. Oh man, that'd be
That would
interesting.
lead to some awkward articles.
Yeah. No, but I'm assuming there's gonna be some crazy violence when it comes to the fights. I don't know if between Batman and between Superman. There's that whole line in the trailers where Batman's asking Superman if he bleeds or whatever. So maybe he'll make him bleed and it'll be like blah, anime style, just like
Yeah,
blood
it's probably
gushing.
like strong language and a lot of arguing. I mean, you know what's funny to me is that this happened. This popped up on filmratings.com right after Deadpool started being so successful, which I
Yeah,
found a little weird.
I
And
s-
normally it's scary when someone starts talking about the Blu-ray release before the movie's even out.
well, let's talk about Batman vs Superman for just a little bit because I've been reading reports that apparently the movie's not doing as well in test screenings as the studio wants it to be, and apparently they've cut a lot of the Superman stuff kind of and they've reshaped it to be more Batman than anything. So I mean, we've I don't know. We've you and I have definitely had our qualms with this movie. I think the movie is gonna be solid. I think if I think the issue with the movie is gonna be in the third act. I think once the whole battle between Superman and Batman's over and they're fighting, I think Darkseid or whatever. I think that's where the movie's gonna start to weaken up a little bit. But I am very excited to see Ben Affleck as Batman, and I think that's gonna be the highlight of the movie.
I mean, I'm like I said, I this is one of those movies that I want to succeed, even though a part of me, my gut feeling says that it's going to be okay. It gives me a lot of that kind of like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 vibe, where there's a lot going on, and but it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be a long movie though, so if it's long, it might be enough time for them to actually go through those things.
We'll
Now,
see. We'll see.
the other thing too is actually I'm going to switch this up for us, and you're going to hate me for doing this.
Oh
Is
God.
I'm going to bring up Wolverine 3
Okay.
because it's also going for a rated R. Well, it's going to be rated R.
Right.
Coincidence
But
again because it's Fox. So
from what I understand, and I read a THR reported today. Wolverine 3 was always aiming for an R rating due to the level of violence in the script by Michael Green. A lot of people have wanted this story to be the Old Man Logan storyline, and if it is, it would kind of have to be an R, or if it has elements of that, it would have to be R rated movie. And remember, at Comic Con they gave us that poster where he had the claw with like a middle finger and stuff. So the Wolverine one I don't think is so much a coincidence because done on purpose because of Deadpool. I think they kind of had it in mind to do R, and they were maybe testing the waters with Deadpool, but I don't think it was a result of a direct result of Deadpool.
yeah, I mean it could have been just brought up afterwards. I'll be honest, I love the R ratings. A lot of these movies. Well, by the way, Deadpool. We watched Deadpool. There was like an 8-year-old kid walking in with the mom and dad.
And I mean there's a sex scene in that movie that I would cringe if there was any little kids near me. It's like a 3 minute long. It's a sex montage basically. It's like 3 minutes long, and man, like I had a coworker at work who he told me he was going with his family and his nephews who are 8 and 3, and I'm just like, no man, don't please, or not 8 and 3, sorry, like 7 and 3. I'm just like, dude, don't don't
Yeah,
do.
no, I agree. It was a little weird to see kids in there in the first place, and me and my wife were like, okay, we kept saying, there's an 8-year-old kid watching this right now. So, anyways, I just find it weird that rated R movies are becoming, like everyone goes for PG-13 because you get a wider audience, of course, to watch the film. But rated R, I mean, some of my favorite films are rated R, and I didn't really think about it until I started looking at them. And sometimes they get that rating for something as small as just maybe too much blood, or you use the F word twice
If
or
you
three
drop
times.
like two F bombs, that's it.
Yeah,
It's the I just don't want it to become a trend in comic book movies. I don't want people to do it just to do it. Like I could never, for example, I don't think they ever will, but Marvel, I like Marvel Studios. I don't think an R-rated movie would ever fit in their cinematic universe. It just doesn't go. It doesn't go well. Even like their Netflix shows they pushed out. They're not R, but they're kind of in that territory. But even then, they're not quite there. So like for like the Fox movies, for some of them it'll work, but I just don't want to see every single comic
yeah.
movie try to do an R rating because it just you don't have to do it for. What I do hope that happens now is that see I think this will open up the door maybe for a lot of like adaptations for more independent comics like a lot of the Image comics and stuff like that stuff. A lot of that stuff is very like on the R rated side. So maybe we can see more adaptations of comic book material that's not necessarily Marvel or DC. And I think this will open up the door for that kind of thing.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think, when you compare some of these movies to the comics are extremely over the top sometimes. And, for Civil War, I was hoping that they'd go with a rated R. I mean, like with an R rating, because I love how violent Civil War was in the comics.
Yeah, but that's not the Civil War we're gonna get in the movie. It's gonna
No,
be a
I know,
whole different
exactly.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But anyways, there's a bigger thing we have to talk about, and it is our thing of the week.
Thing of the week, the thing of the week. I got to do it on camera now. It's weirder doing it on camera. I don't know.
Yeah.
We gotta record it.
Yeah.
My thing.
So what's your thing of the week?
I'm trying to get past that. My thing of the week has nothing to do with movies, but it does have to do with pop culture and maybe a little controversial.
Oh,
But
dude, I'm gonna. I know.
so
Go.
I'm a very big Kanye West fan.
I know, dude.
I know a lot of people hate him and think he's crazy. If you see me look,
He is crazy though.
if you see me on my phone during this podcast, it's because he's been going on an all day Twitter rant, and I have my phone set to notifications for like whenever he writes on Twitter, and he's just been going off. So I've been checking it all day. My thing of the week is Life of Pablo. Is his new album that he dropped last
Did
week.
you pirate it?
No. So here's the thing, and this is why I put it on thing of the week. First of all, I don't pirate. Second of all,
Wink.
second of all, we did an episode about streaming services and we talked about Spotify and Tidal and all that stuff. And I actually got Tidal to listen to Life of Pablo on Tidal. I actually really like Tidal as a streaming service. After listening to Life of Pablo, it's set up a little differently than Spotify. It has videos. It's curated a little bit more to be able to personalize. So I know I had dissed Tidal in the past, but I'm kind of becoming a believer, and I might actually switch from Spotify to Tidal due to this experience. But yeah, so he drops Life of Pablo. He basically drops it during SNL while he's performing. He tells everybody that to go on, and originally he was gonna put it on Tidal and on his website and on his no and on his website. And on his website, you could download it. You could buy it for $20 to download it. It was up for like 10 minutes, and then he took it down. The problem is that within those 10 minutes, people had bought it and they pirated it. And then he's like saying that the only way to officially listen to it is on Tidal. He's not even going to sell it. So I actually really, really like the album. People are talking crap about the album because of him, not because of the music itself. I hated his last album, and I really, really like this one. So yeah, that's my thing of the week. I'm not gonna get into it because it's not a music podcast, but my thing of the week is Kanye West, and my thing of the week is his album Life of Pablo. So yeah.
So I want to say a few things about that. One, it's fine to disagree with someone. Nothing wrong with that. But I will say he's trying to take down the Pirate Bay because
He's gonna sue them.
one of the top torrents right now is that album, and he thinks you could just sue the Pirate Bay.
Oddly enough, I just literally like 10 minutes ago he tweeted out saying that the number one, and he posted the chart on Billboard. The number one streamed song of the week is Waves from his album.
Now,
So
Billboard at first
You're gonna-
couldn't use anything on
Right.
there that was relating to that album because of titles. So I'm not sure that changed. Is that what happened?
I have no idea. I don't know. Listen, I have
Because
no
he
idea.
couldn't be rated due to the whole title thing.
I
don't
have
know.
no idea.
Anyways.
But it's there.
So
It's
since we
there.
took so much time on your thing of the week, you had the controversial thing of the week.
I did.
My thing of the week is the World of Warcraft Chronicle Volume 1.
Not that controversial.
That's pretty cheese. So, look, I play WoW every once in a while, and one of the things I don't know much about is the lore. And that's most likely because I don't read the books, and I don't really look into it that much, of course. So I'm excited about this. It looks like an awesome book, and that's it. I mean, there's nothing controversial about that one.
I wonder if Kanye West plays World of Warcraft.
No, dude, I don't think he can even get past
What do you think? What do you think he would be if he played World of Warcraft?
a dwarf.
No,
Like a
He-
dwarf?
he is short. I think it's like
A
5'8".
female dwarf.
Oh man, damn, you're going in on Kanye now. No, I think he'd be some
No.
kind of.
That's him hiding his identity.
I
That's how
think
you have to do it.
I think he'd be some kind of mage character or something like that.
Blood Elf Mage would work too. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he would get banned from for hacking on WoW or something like that. I feel he'd be like that kind of player. I don't know.
All right, look. Enough about him being a dwarf. Right. I don't want to get sued
I love
here.
if you're listening, Kanye. I love you.
All right. Anyway, so let's talk about Pacific Rim 2 because
Yes,
did you like the first one?
I loved the first one. That was one of my favorite movies that I've seen in IMAX 3D. That was an IMAX 3D movie. That's like the definition of an IMAX 3D movie. I really enjoyed it, and I really Guillermo del Toro is one of my favorite directors. He's one of the reasons I got into film like really bad, like not bad, but really like heavily. So I
Yeah.
really enjoyed the first one, and I've been dying for a sequel. So I'm really excited that it's gonna happen. He's not directing it, but
I know that was the big blow for me was that.
yeah,
I loved the first Pacific Rim. I felt like it opened up a universe for sequels. So,
yes,
like, you can go down so many paths with that story alone.
yeah, no, yeah, and so the director of the new one, it's Stephen S. Knight, who was the showrunner for Marvel's Daredevil, and he created Spartacus. So I mean, it's his directorial debut, but I mean, he's gonna have the chops, you know.
I mean, look, I just really want them to have fun with it, like Guillermo did, because that was exactly what I wanted in a movie that had mechs.
No, and at the end of the day, this is Del Toro's baby, so I'm sure I mean, he's still producing it and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
So
yeah.
he's gonna be, I'm sure he'll be supervising it every step of the way anyway. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So I'm looking forward to it. I know I'm a bit afraid of that, but let me see. What's a good example of another movie that succeeded after the director left? Well, actually, no. This is almost like Star Wars, right? Like the next Star Wars movie we're getting. We're not gonna
I
have
mean,
the exact
yeah,
same.
you have Ryan Johnson instead of J.J. Abrams. But we don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, it's gonna be a crap load of
Yeah,
money. So,
yeah. So let's
um,
hope for the best on that end.
do you think so? The first one made a $411 million worldwide. Do you think this one will make more than that or no?
I don't know. I really don't know. The marketing is such a big part of it too, and I'm sort of understanding that more because of Deadpool. Because the marketing on that movie alone, I think honestly pushed those numbers.
The marketing, I think Deadpool's marketing campaign is like one of the top, like I would say
Quintessential, yeah. Trolling. It was just hardcore trolling.
top three marketing campaigns for a movie of all time.
Yeah.
Like it was like perfect, and like how like they did like the Valentine's Day trailer, and like I just it was not trailer, sorry, poster, and like it was just the way they marketed that movie was genius.
Yeah, no, it really was. I loved it. So, anyways, we're talking Deadpool again. Next up, we have Daredevil.
Daredevil.
A new tease this week released.
We got three teasers actually.
Okay, oh, was it 3 this week?
We got three. We got Daredevil. It was between this week and last week.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Daredevil, who he was like tied on a pole with like he had like all these chains around him.
Wow.
Yeah. We got the Punisher, who's played by John Bernthal, Shane from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I call him ear nipples. By the way,
Why? Because he has big ears.
he has like what looks like
Yes.
nipples at the bottom of his ear.
He has huge ears. His little teaser thing was the coolest one out of the three.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know what? So the big one this week was Elektra.
Well, yeah. It was came out today.
I'll
Actually.
be honest. I am not really. I was like sort of like about this Elektra.
I mean, she's gonna be better than, and it's not her fault, but it's gonna be better than Jennifer Garner's version of Elektra. It's gonna be.
Let's be honest. Anything would be better than that.
Yeah, it's gonna be. You know, a little sidetrack, but I had a huge crush on Jennifer Garner when I was younger because of Daredevil. I saw that movie in theaters like 3 times just because of Jennifer Garner.
Yeah, you know what? I did see it a few times, and when I saw Daredevil with Ben Affleck, I liked it as a kid.
I enjoyed it as a kid.
I grew up, and I started saying, you know what? I need to dislike this.
I'll still mess with the director's cut. The director's cut's like way better than the original version.
It's okay. It's not a horrible movie. It's super cheese though.
I saw a really good. It was like a meme, I guess, on the internet. It was 26. It said 2016, the year of redemption, and on the left, it was a picture of half the picture was Ben Affleck as Daredevil, the other half is Ben Affleck as Batman, and then it's half of a picture of Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern and half of a picture of Ryan Reynolds
Yeah.
as Deadpool. But that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But well, I guess
But
Daredevil.
anyways, like I said, Elektra seemed okay. She didn't seem as badass yet, even though she was, using her swords and whatnot.
Yeah,
We have yet to see really what she's
it's
gonna be
it's
doing.
it's literally like a 5 second snippet that we
Yeah,
see.
exactly. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but she is the love interest, so she's
So,
sort of making a comeback.
well, the way that they're playing on the show, she is an ex girlfriend of his in college. In the trailer that we've seen, it looks like he's gonna have some kind of love thing with I forgot her name now, with Deborah Ann Wool's character.
Oh,
The
I see what you
I
mean.
forgot her name.
Names are irrelevant.
Start talking. I'm gonna look up her name.
But anyways, so she's played by Elodie Young. Is that Jung? I don't.
Jung
Did
Jung
I don't know. I don't.
Jung.
I don't know. She was in Girl with a Dragon Tattoo. Can't
Yeah,
remember her for the life of me.
I
And
didn't see the David Fincher version of the movie.
oh, well, she was in also GI Joe Retaliation. So
G.I. Joe.
that one sort of sucked. I don't think people remember that at all. So anyway, so yeah, so she's the love interest in this in season 2. I'm sure we're gonna get another love interest though, because he's sort of like touching some blonde girl's face in the rain. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's the girl I'm talking about.
Okay, so we're gonna have like a triangle thing going. I'm guessing.
Yeah, but and then Foggy Nelson likes her, so there's gonna be a weird kind of thing going on.
Oh, like threesomes.
I mean, this isn't rated R, so you know, I don't
Yeah,
know. Karen Page, damn it, there you
I
go.
still don't know who that is. Just
Karen Page,
by telling me the name.
Karen Page, that character. She ends up working with them at the law office. Yeah, her.
Yeah, I see where she's from. I just don't know.
I think she's gonna be the major love interest this season, and I think that Elektra's gonna go in there and throw a wrench in the whole thing.
Hmm. Well, it,
The coolest teaser though was Punisher.
yeah, no, of course, because everyone wants the Punisher. You know what? How do you like him as the Punisher, by the way?
I
John
mean,
Bernthal.
he's always gonna be Shane from The Walking Dead to me. First of
That's what
all,
I'm saying. Yeah, I just
um, when they first announced him as Daredevil, as the Punisher, I was like, because it's physically I can't see it because I'm used to like a bigger version of Frank Castle. Like I don't know, but
yeah, super gritty, kind of
but
like.
I mean,
I mean, he
yo,
sort of suits it, to be honest.
he's played. It looks like he's gonna play a super crazy version of Frank Castle. Which I mean, when I saw this last teaser where he's walking out carrying Daredevil's helmet, our mask or whatever, I was like, man, that's Frank Castle. That's the Punisher.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so I think, well, I don't know if I'm guessing he's like the main antagonist of the season.
I think so. I mean, I don't. They may reveal something down like halfway
Yeah,
through the
yeah,
season.
because I feel like it's almost like a parallel to Batman versus Superman, where
Yeah,
like they're making it out to be like, oh, these two are gonna be the two main going against each other,
but that's what I was
and
gonna say. I was gonna bring that up too. Yeah.
there has to be a bigger villain.
Well, if you think about it, we have like a trio going. We have the Punisher and Batman. We
If
have Batman the Punisher. Then we have Superman and Daredevil. And then
if
we have Wonder Woman,
Yeah,
Elektra.
I'll tell you what. If we have Elektra on this season, I think the Hand is gonna come into play, and I think the Hand is gonna be. I think they might end up being the big villains of the season. Um,
You never know, dude. They might push
yeah,
that in. Yeah. That'd
yeah.
be exciting.
Because why else do you put Elektra in there? I mean, yeah. So I think that's my prediction.
Yeah, let's see if it goes down the way of BvS.
BvS.
All right, so we have to do a quick off the top 3.
Off the top three. So we have it's Oscar week. The Oscars are this weekend, and we thought it would be fun to do. We picked 5 categories from the Oscars. I'm gonna read the nominees for each really quick. I'm gonna say who I think is gonna win in that category, and you're gonna say who you think is gonna win in that category. The first category we're doing is Best Picture. Nominees are The Big Short, Bridge of Spies, Brooklyn, Mad Max Fury Road, The Martian, The Revenant, Room, Spotlight. Sergio, who's taking Best Picture?
I want to say The Revenant, but I feel like Mad Max might actually take it.
So I'm a little torn on a couple of them. Man, I want to say Mad Max Fury Road, but I feel like the Academy is gonna go the. It's gonna be. I think Mad Max. I'll say Mad Max. I'll say
You know
Fury.
what? They also hate Leo, so
I'll say Fury Road.
Revenant's not gonna do it.
I'll say Fury Road. Fury Road's gonna win it. So
All
you
right,
say Fury Road.
I'll say Fury
All
Road
right.
too.
So that's the same for both of us. All right. The
You know
next
what? The
one.
Martian was good too. I just feel like there's too many
Yeah, but
space movies going.
yeah. It's gonna be one either Fury Road or Revenant. All
Yeah.
right. So actor in a leading role, we got Bryan Cranston for Trumbo, Matt Damon for The Martian, Leo DiCaprio for The Revenant, Michael Fassbender for Steve Jobs, Eddie Redmayne for The Danish Girl. Who's taking it?
Eddie, dude, the Danish
Eddie.
girl. I have to say, like, at least he blew me away with that role, man.
So here's what's gonna happen.
Revenant was amazing too. Don't get me wrong, but they just hate Leo.
Here's what's gonna happen. This is the year that they're gonna give the Oscar to Leo DiCaprio for The Revenant, and it's gonna be the one year that he doesn't deserve the Oscar. I don't think he deserves it for The Revenant.
I
Um,
think the problem with that role is that it's a lot of
he did.
exactly, yeah. It's a lot of moans and groans.
I'm always gonna be salty about the fact that he didn't win for The Aviator. I think that was the movie that he should have won the Oscar for. Eddie Redmayne won the Oscar last year, so I don't know what the chances of him winning this year. Although the thing with the Danish Girl is that like I thought it was not that great of a movie. He was just really good in it,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
and it's anytime you have some kind of a transformative role, that's usually a high contender. But I think this is the year they're finally gonna give it to Leo. So I'm gonna say Leo.
All
So,
right. All right.
all right, actress in the leading role: Kate Blanchett and Carol, Brie Larson in Room, J Law and Joy, Charlotte Rampling in 45 Years, and Saoirse Ronan in Brooklyn. I'm gonna say they're gonna give it to Brie Larson in Room.
Uh, you know what? I'll probably go with Jennifer.
Jennifer Lawrence. That's another case of
I don't know.
a movie that's not so good, but that somebody's really good in it because she's really good in it, but the movie's like whatever. So all right, so I
No, no,
say
no, no. You know what? No, I'm gonna go. Dang it! I don't want to go with the same one you're going with because I think
you,
Room was
you,
just amazing though.
you could. There's no rule that saying you can't do the same one that I'm doing.
I hated Brooklyn. I think it sucked. Okay, yeah, I'll do Brie Larson too.
All right, cool. So two for Brie. Actor in a supporting role: Christian Bale, The Big Short; Tom Hardy, The Revenant; Mark Ruffalo, Spotlight; Mark Rylance, Bridge of Spies; Sylvester Stallone, Creed.
Who was Mark? Who's Mark in Bridge of Spies?
I don't remember.
I don't. I have no idea.
I don't remember.
You know what? Though? I'll go with Christian Bale in The Big Short though, because he wasn't as much of a douche in that.
So
That's a transformative role.
Sylvester Stallone won the Golden Globe for Creed for Best Supporting Actor. Tom Hardy was probably the best part of The Revenant. Um, so I want to. I'm seeing
But
between.
I've sort of seen that. I've seen him play that kind of role before. I
You know
feel
what?
like.
I'm gonna say Sylvester Stallone. I'm gonna have a wild card.
No,
I'm gonna
dude.
I'm gonna
If
say
they do,
Stallone. I'm
come
gonna say
on,
Stallone.
man.
I think they might give it to
I
him just to
look.
give it to him.
I'm a huge Rocky fan, but I cannot say he was. He blew me away with that.
It's just I just have that feeling that they're kind of using to throw that. And if it's not him, it'll be Tom Hardy. But my prediction is gonna be Sylvester Stallone for that one.
All right. All right.
All right. Actress in a supporting role: Jennifer Jason Leigh, Hateful Eight; Rooney Mara, Carol; Rachel McAdams, Spotlight; Alicia Vikander, Danish Girl; Kate Winslet, Steve Jobs.
Who are you going with?
So for me, it's between Winslet and Jennifer Jason Leigh. I'm gonna say Jennifer Jason Leigh for Hateful Eight.
Yeah, same, same.
Yeah.
You know what? I think it's only because there's a lot of dramas, right? Like Carol, Spotlight, The Danish Girl, Steve
Yeah.
Jobs, all
Yeah.
dramas, and The
It's the
Hateful Eight is like an action film where
it's she was really good in it too. I think it'll be if it's not her, it'll be Kate Winslet, but I'm gonna go with Jennifer Jason Leigh. And then last category, directing. The Big Short, Mad Max Fury Road, The Revenant, Room, or Spotlight. I think for me, Iñárritu is gonna get it for The Revenant. I don't think it should be The Revenant. I think it should be Mad Max Fury Road, George Miller. But I think that Iñárritu is gonna take it for The Revenant for Best Director.
you know what's funny is that here I find myself picking the one that I would watch again, and I have to say Fury Road.
Fury Road, George Miller.
Because I love The Revenant. I think it was really, really good. No, you know what? I'll give it to The Revenant. You know why? 'Cause
Actually,
I saw an interview with the director, and I was like, holy crap, that was great.
I actually didn't. I liked The Revenant. I didn't think it was amazing. I think it had amazing cinematography. I think it'll probably win for best cinematography. But I don't think it was as amazing as a lot of people make it out to be, but I did enjoy it. But I think he's another best director just because of every like it's the whole package. So yeah.
Yeah, same. All right,
So
how much
what's
is that? Wait, that's more than five.
no, that was five.
No,
That was
it's 3 6.
maybe no, that was five. We did five. That was five.
Dude, my eyes can't get any more narrow than this.
So that's it. Off the top three, done. That wasn't really off the top three. That was
That was
off the top five.
That's what I'm saying, man. We're breaking rules that we established. So, I mean, we talked about Wolverine. That was our next topic, since we already did. I think we could bring up a few more things, such as this is his last Wolverine, and I think this is the 7th time he said that now.
He's been playing the role for 16 years, which is insane. Which
Over a decade should be like a rule.
which poses a question. You can't. Do you recast him or do you just write Wolverine out and not show him again in movies? Because you can't. He's been playing it for so long. I don't think you can recast that role.
I think this is just one of those things where it's going to have to reboot. The Marvel Universe, we're going to see the same thing happening. It's going to have to reboot.
They'd have to reboot. They'd have to reboot the entire X-Men universe, everything. So Deadpool, like everything. Like I don't, man. And they just started a franchise with Deadpool, and then the next one's Deadpool and Cable. So I don't know. I think they should write him out and just leave it open in case he ever comes back.
Yeah, I agree. I'd
But
prefer that instead of a recast.
you can't. I don't think you can recast him because even like in the Marvel universe, like if you cast Iron Man, if you recast Iron Man when he leaves, like he hasn't been playing the role for 16 years. Like this is 16 years, man. Like I was like 15 when basically, or like when he first played, and I'm almost 30. So it's like I don't know. You can't recast that role.
Yeah,
I don't.
you
I don't
can't
see
play
it
an
happening.
immortal while you age. It's a little off.
I don't see it happening. I don't know. I hope they don't recast him.
Me neither. I think, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I actually love him in the roles. X2 is still like one of my favorite X-Men related movies, and he was awesome in that. So, I'm pretty sure he'll probably make a comeback if they push, if they throw enough money at him.
If they don't do an old man Logan storyline now,
That would be insane and
yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
I think he'll go away for a while. Then I think eventually he will do it old man Logan. Like I'm talking about like 10,
Yeah.
15 years down the line. If they don't do it now,
You know what? They can also kill him off. He's died in the comics.
yeah, but he's sort of then. What did they?
Oh, you know what? They can bring his son. Is it his son? Right?
He does have a son who ends up becoming one of the future X-Men, but he also has like in the comics now, he a female clone of him is Wolverine. So I mean, there's a lot of things you could do to keep Wolverine in the universe without it being him. So we'll see. We'll see what Fox does. We'll see what Fox. I'm still hoping for a small cameo in Apocalypse. Because it'll be nice to have a final bow out for him, not just in a solo movie, but in one of the ensemble movies too.
I wouldn't be
So
surprised at all to see that. I
yeah,
think it's sort of common to have him. He's like, I don't know. Wait, isn't he in almost every X-Men movie?
yeah, he's in every.
Even with cameos, though.
And he had that cameo in the bar in First Class.
Yeah.
Where he told Xavier and Magneto to f off, which
Mhm.
is like one of the best cameos ever.
Lines, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm sure
um,
he got paid a lot for that
yeah.
one-liner.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with him.
All right, so since we're pretty much out of time, and we've been
Right,
out of time. I mean, it's been more than 2 minutes by this
Yeah,
point.
yeah, yeah.
So we have a few other little lines here, not lines, stories here. The HTC Vive, which for some reason I put HTV on the overlay. Okay, so that's pretty much the Oculus's competitor.
Right.
And, I was rooting for this one because Valve is working with them. And one of the big problems is that it was announced starting, I think, at $800.
That's the Rift is 600.
So you know what? This is sort of hurting me because they're treating these things like bigger than consoles, but they're in a sense like an add-on. They're like it's like buying a controller, and this makes me not care for the VR experience. So I'm gonna stick to cardboard right now.
I plan on getting a Rift. I'm super excited about VR.
Yeah, no, I am too. I love VR.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay $800.
It's
For
yeah,
all these cameras and
It's expensive. I think I'm gonna. Yeah, I'd rather pay 600 than 800. So I think I'm definitely gonna go with the Rift. Did you see that amazing picture this week? So Mark Zuckerberg was at he was in Barcelona because that's where Samsung launched their new phones, and he was there promoting the Gear VR because it uses Rift technology. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there's a picture of him in the hall with everybody that's there.
Walking by, yeah.
They're wearing a VR, and he's walking by them, and nobody's noticing. And people are saying that's like the beginning of the Matrix or like 1984, one of those things. So I thought that was really funny.
Hey, listen, I'm all for the Matrix as long as I'm on the side that gets all the awesome weapons and you know.
As long as I can do kung fu, like
Exactly, yeah. Like I just learn it that way.
I'm good.
Um, so yeah, that covers that. What else? Okay, so the last thing is Morgan Freeman.
The
That's all I
the
put.
the voice of God.
Yeah, so this is really really awesome. I had to put this in here because do you use Waze?
Uh, Occasionally, I'm more of a Google Maps kind of guy, but I use Waves occasionally when I want to laugh with the voices.
So listen, let's see if you can hear this. I hope you can.
I may be the vice president of America, but you're the president of this car, and it's time to take action.
Did you hear that?
That's It's so inspiring.
Isn't that awesome?
It's so inspiring. It makes
You
me
know what?
want
I pretty much live in a box, okay? So I don't go out more than like once every 2 weeks right now. But I want to drive just to hear Morgan Freeman talk to me. Like he's like my virtual friend when I'm alone.
it's the voice of God.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
it is. Yeah, yeah.
so
I mean, he doesn't
yeah,
have the whole awkward like. Isn't he dating like his daughter or something like that?
I don't know. I don't know if he's pulling some Woody Allen thing, but
Yeah, but yeah, that covers everything. I think. Nothing else in the news.
I mean, there's stuff we could talk about Kanye more if you want.
No, no, no. We have no time. Anyway, so we will talk about some new stuff that we have coming up, such as another Origins special.
Yeah, I want to do. I'm not even gonna say it because then if I say it, it doesn't happen.
No,
Then
no,
it's not.
we have to prepare people for
It's
the
not like
movies
enough.
that are coming. So,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I want to do a Rip Hunter one. Because of DC's Legends of Tomorrow. So I'm gonna try to get you to do one for Rip Hunter.
yeah, we're gonna plan out some interviews, guys, so we can actually trickle things along the timeline, so you don't have to wait for us every week.
We're gonna have a special guest on next week. We're probably gonna have like a comic book correspondent because we don't have time for all that. Even though I read comics every week, I don't have time to read every single thing. So we'll probably have special guest comic correspondent on next week. Little things like that will be cool, and like we're on video now, so should add a nice little element to the show.
Yeah, and like I said, one of the things we want to bring back to are roundtables. It's just that you don't want to flood the month with roundtables because it's very easy to do. But I think people love hearing a bunch of people talk about one thing, and that's why I love our roundtables. The most successful one we've had was the Game of Thrones one,
That
which
was that was fun.
hilariously
Yeah,
awesome to listen
that
to.
was fun. And we were drunk. We were drunk.
What? Oh
Uh,
yeah, you know what? My wife had
we were
my
drunk.
wife. Yeah, she Kate put out a
That
bunch of drinks
that should
and
be the thing.
fruit
That
and
should be the
fruit.
thing. Every round table we do, we should be intoxicated.
But what if we have kids on?
I mean,
I don't think we'd have kids on now. I think about it though.
yeah, we're not gonna have kids on a round table.
But yeah, okay. So we do want to bring back some things, and I think the big thing to bring back, to keep in mind is that we're back, and
It's been a long time.
and hopefully I'll be able to fix this buffer issue on YouTube because I hate Comcast, and this is a business account. So for some reason, we're buffering right now on YouTube with bad video settings. And my buffer is set to 3,000. People don't know what that means.
I was about to say whatever that means.
But yeah, okay, guys. So I think that's the show. Anything else you want to say last second?
Kanye West for president 2020. Can't think of anything else. No.
Let's hope to God that doesn't happen, as well as Trump. So, guys, if you want to hear this again, check us out on SoundCloud.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, and yeah. See you guys next week.
Thanks for the 45 minutes. Later, guys.
Peace.